Hi there, it's October 13th, 2020, and this is Carrie's Brain. Hey, how was your weekend? My weekend was amazing. I got to do something that I haven't done in well over a year, minus possibly random trips to the grocery store, which I don't know. Count in the moment, but don't really count. Me and my husband went on a date, like a 6-hour date. It was so fantastic. We got to have a little bit of dinner together. We went to an amusement park that's local here. We had a ton of fun. Stood in lines. There was a ton of people out. It was really weird kind of being in a situation in a really big crowd of people, just because it's been a while since I've been in that kind of a situation, but it was fun. It was exciting. We had some good experiences, some interesting experiences, and met some interesting people. That was a super good time. And then I got to go to church on Sunday, which I cannot tell you. I mean, I think I've gotten to go to church maybe twice since the pandemic started. So it was really nice to be able to do that. Of course, we're all very out of practice and very loud and very much needing to go, I had kids needing to take bathroom breaks, even though it was like 45 minutes long. But, we were there, and it's nice to kind of do something that's a little bit normal, even if it was a little abnormal as compared to what I'm used to in the past. But anyway, that was my weekend. I hope you guys had a good weekend as well. So let's go ahead and get started. I have a really fun topic that I'm excited to tell you all about today, and we're going to start it with story time. All right, so today's story, there was a little girl. Her name was Beth, and she lived in a town that didn't have any mirrors. So you could not see what you looked like. People just had to depend on others to tell them basically what they looked like. So this little girl growing up, she'd never seen herself, but she grew up with people telling her things like, oh, you have the eyes of your mother, and your face is the shape of a heart, and you have thin lips, and you have high cheekbones. And, she kind of created this picture in her mind of who she was and what she looked like based on what other people were saying. Eventually, she grew up and she decided that she wanted to venture out into the world and leave her little village. Well, she came across a lake, which was something that she'd never seen or experienced. And as she looked into the lake, she saw herself and was quite surprised that she looked nothing like what she thought that what she had pictured based off of other people's descriptions of her. And it was really surprising to her. Now, that's a short story, and I can't remember where I originally heard it. I'm pretty sure it was out of a book. I thought it was in the Four Agreements. I can't remember the author's name, but his son also writes a book as well. I can't remember the name of his book, and it could have been in that one. But this story is actually really meaningful to us and who we are as people, because, we talk a lot about knowing who we are and figuring out who we are and seeing who we are. And it's really difficult because we don't have mirrors into our souls. And so we kind of go through our whole entire life just almost figuring out who we are based off what other people tell us. And that's such an interesting thing, because just like the girl in the story with the mirror, when she finally does see herself, she realizes that she looks nothing like what everyone perceived her to be. She's completely different. And I think a lot of times when we take a step back from what everyone, the messages that are given to us every single day, the messages that we got from our parents growing up, from our teachers, our religious leaders, our neighbors, we find a very interesting thing, that they are not always accurate, and those messages are not always correct. So I want to talk about that today. And so often it's kind of a big thing, figuring out who you are, being your best self, being authentic. It's a really huge thing right now. And I feel like it's for a really good reason. I think we're trying to break down a lot of incorrect traditions, that we've created for ourselves in work and school and home. We take information that we were given from our elders, and we try to build upon it and make it better, right? So I want to tell you just a couple of little things. So I brought some props. Now, if you are just listening, then I'll explain to you what I've got in my hands. So I have this shirt, and this shirt is so pretty. I mean, it is such a cute shirt, and when you put it on, it feels so good. Sorry, I like to bump up against my microphone, so sorry if that makes a crazy noise, but I love this shirt so much. I got this shirt at Old Navy, and I got one that is exactly like it, except it's white, and they're so cute. I never wear it. I just don't. I never wear this shirt. I have no pants that I feel are super cute with this shirt. And the reason why, it would be a cute shirt to wear to church even, but I don't even have a skirt that matches it, And I look at this shirt and I think, oh, it would be so cute on, and I would love to wear it. And then I put it on and I don't feel comfortable, and I don't like it, and I can't figure out why. It doesn't feel like it matches my hair or my makeup or my pants or anything. It feels really out of place. And so this shirt has sat in my closet along with the other one, which actually I think got stuffed in like a sock drawer or something like that. I do this in my life where I try to put this weird piece of clothing that I think is trendy and cool and would look pretty and would be fun. I try to put it into my life, and then it doesn't work. Like, the pieces just don't work together. And I keep it. Because I know, at some point I am going to have to wear something nice. I am a hoodie and a t-shirt kind of a gal. I just am. I keep thinking to myself, maybe I'm going to grow out of this. Maybe I'm going to be different. Maybe something's going to change. But it doesn't. It never does. This isn't the first time that I have bought a pretty, flowy, beautiful shirt and then just not worn it. I've done the same thing with high heels. I think, oh, those are super cute, or more likely than not, my mom, who rocks high heels. She's such a beautiful lady who just has such cute clothes. Sometimes I feel like trendier than mine, but she'll buy something. It won't work for her, and then she'll ask me if I want it, and I'll take it thinking, oh yeah, I'll totally wear these heels. I played sports when I was younger, and I rolled my ankle so many times to the point now I could be walking across a flat ground and roll my ankle and just take it to the ground. It just takes me out, right? I have no business wearing high heels. They should not even be in my closet. At this point now, I'm just waiting until my daughter's feet grow into them. That's the only reason why they're hanging around, because she has begged and pleaded with me to keep them. I've done the same thing with makeup. I've never been super good at doing makeup, or I think more of it, I just haven't cared. I like to just put on mascara, throw on some lipstick or lip gloss, and not even lip gloss, like chapstick, and just move on with my day. There's just things that I don't want to be bothered with. And I've just always thought, I want to be that girl that has the cute makeup, and really done up really well. It's just not me. And as I've become an adult, I've realized that it's absolutely absurd to try and be anything that you're not, because then you're not comfortable. You find yourself being anxious, and it just doesn't feel good to live. It's not really a lie to wear clothes that you don't like to wear, but I mean, in reality, kind of like you're lying to yourself, right? So kind of a flip side of things. So if you know me, you know that I don't actually wear glasses. I don't wear them. And when I was younger, probably before I got married in my 20s, there was you've been to Claire's, right? I mean, there's fun little girl stores of many varieties that have jewelry and stuff. Well, I had gone into Claire's and I saw these really cute fake glasses, and I'm like, I should get those glasses. They would be so cute. I've always wished that I had glasses, which I know is ridiculous because people with glasses have constantly told me you're ridiculous. Like, you don't want to have glasses. It's silly. So I get it. But I see people and they have these cute glasses and it's super fun and it's fun to accessorize and it makes their face look just cute. And so I almost bought the glasses. And I thought, you know what? If I get these glasses, then people are going to just think that I'm dumb for wanting to have glasses, or they're going to bring attention to me, for having the glasses. And then I'm going to have to answer why I have these glasses, which is ridiculous, right? Because I don't need to answer to anyone other than I think they're cute and I'm wearing them, right? And so fast forward, I don't know how many years. I'm 36 now, and I was just on Instagram and I saw this lady and she had these cute glasses and she had linked to the glass, where you could get the glasses. They were just these blue light glasses. And I was like, well, those are really cute. And I could use blue light glasses. Who cares? And then I can just wear them whenever I want. And you know what? I thought, I'm 36 years old and I don't care if people think that I am wacky or crazy for wanting to have glasses. I have always wanted them, and I'm gonna get those glasses. And so I did. I ordered them off of Amazon. They came. I put them on. I walked out and my husband was like, "Oh, what's that?" And I just told him I wanted glasses and I think that they're fun. And that was it. There was nothing. There wasn't this big thing that I thought was going to happen. I had multiple friends ask about them, and I just told them I wanted to have fake glasses and I like them. And they said, you know what? I like them too. They're fun. And now I'm going to take them off, actually, because they shine the light. So anyway, those are my glasses and I wear them. I don't wear them all the time, but I like to wear them. I like to wear them. Not all the time, but it's fun. And it's funny that for such a long time, I felt like I had to answer to other people, right? Why I wanted to do something. When I put those glasses on, they make me feel different. They make me feel fun. They make me feel smart. Those are not bad things. And it's fun. And so I guess the moral of that story is, we talk a lot about not caring what people think about us. And there is so much truth to that. There's a joy that comes from being yourself. It feels good because you're being true to yourself. And I feel like other people are actually more comfortable around you when you're living that kind of life, and you have a better ability to be an influence for good. And there's such a huge need for that. We as a society just need people who are willing to be good, good people, just spreading light and goodness to other people. There's an interesting thing that I want to talk about, and it's when people say, be who you are and don't care what other people think. I hope that I can really convey, the message that has been sent with this kind of attitude of just, and not caring, like, oh, here we go, not caring basically who you offend along the way. Be yourself, and who cares who you offend? So there's a lot of truth in that statement, but there's also a lot of like scary territory there, right? Because it kind of gives people the okay to be a jerk, right? And so instead of that message, I would like to send this message out. Be yourself. Be your best self. And be a light unto others, right? Now, that doesn't mean that you have to buy a shirt that's going to fit in, or, dress a certain way to get, for if you're a teenager, to get someone to like you, or to fit in with a group of friends, or, make your house a certain way so that people think you're cool or whatever, so you can put up a cool picture on Instagram or Facebook or that kind of stuff, right? Be your best self and bring along people that want to be there with you. And that doesn't mean that you have to trample over anybody, right? So there is that. Now, I have another segment, and it's corny quotes. All right, it's time for corny quotes. Now, quotes are kind of a big deal nowadays. They are always going around the internet. I get on Instagram and I see many quotes a day that people are posting, putting, good messages out there. I love them. I love quotes. I think that they're great. Some are pretty corny, and we've heard them all before, but they have quite a lot of truth to them, and some of them can be a little bit deeper. So in this segment, I'm going to read you some quotes. I just got on Google and I just typed in quotes on being yourself and took some of the top ones, and then of course I dug a little bit deeper. Some of them were pretty interesting. Some of them I don't know where they came from, but I find truth in them. So these quotes I will have posted on my Instagram account as well, if you want to remember them or save them or think about them. So the first one, be yourself. Everybody's taken. Oscar Wilde. That's a good quote, right? All right. You were born to be real, not perfect. Something to think about. Maybe it's truthful, maybe it's not. Maybe there's a little bit of truth in there, maybe not. I like this one. Always be a first-rate version of yourself and not a second-rate version of someone else. That's Judy Garland. All right. I like this one too. I think I'm going to put this on my wall. I'm not perfect, but I'm pretty good. I like that one. I don't know who it was by. It's just on a graphic. And then just to end it with corny quotes, keep going. Difficult roads lead... Sorry, I'm going to start again. Keep going. Difficult roads lead to beautiful destinations. Yeah. So I left that quote last, because I wanted to just kind of expound on it just a little bit. It is not an easy thing, figuring out who you are, right? Because like I said at the beginning, we are just filled with messages that come from the media, that come from our parents, that come from our leaders, our spouses, even our kids. I mean, I look at my children and I can tell you something that is very specific personality-wise about every single one of them. And we tell them that all the time. For instance, my son goes at his own pace. And by that, that's a really nice way of saying he does not go fast. And we tell him that all the time. We're always saying, oh my gosh, you are so slow. You've got to go faster. My daughter is a very loud individual. And we tell her that all the time. And maybe those things started out as being who they were, and maybe we just really, helped them to believe that themselves, and now that's who they are. And we just have to be really careful about what messages we send other people as well, because as much as we need to not listen to others, what they say about us and how they feel about us. We need to be careful that we don't do that to other people as well. And part of how that goes along with that quote is, we have hard roads ahead of us. If you want to change and you want to be a better person and you want to feel more joy, sometimes it's a little difficult. It's a hard road to travel because you're cutting against the grain that you've created for yourself. And so it's difficult. But as you recognize those things in your life and you change those things, there is the beautiful part of the path that you get to is joy, right? So many people are just trying to figure out how to be happy. And that's the place at the end of the path, is happiness. And it's not always easy to get there, but it's also totally possible. You just take one step at a time, right? And you will totally get there. You can totally get there. And so this is the last segment. It's an exercise. So this next segment is an exercise that I want to share with you on what you can do to help maybe rid yourself of some of these messages that people have sent to you and you've taken in and ingrained in yourself and you believe to be true, even though they are false. The first best step that you can take towards getting rid of the messages is to identify them, right? So I pulled up on my phone just really quickly the book that kind of talked about this exercise, and I'm gonna butcher his name, but it's Don Miguel Ruiz Little Book of Wisdom. Now this is the son of the guy who wrote the Four Agreements, which is Don Miguel Ruiz as well. So that's, apparently they have the same name. But I accidentally downloaded that other book first when I was trying to get the Four Agreements. Anyway, but it's still a good book. I started reading it. And what he tells you should do is you should sit down and get a piece of paper out and write down, feel those feelings. Like, for instance, growing up, I had 3 older brothers, and I mean, we teased each other, right? There was a lot of joking and a lot of teasing that happened, and I was the youngest. And so, of course, whether or not this is true, I perceived that a lot of it was towards me. And that may or may not be true. I don't honestly know. But that is what I perceived. And so I cried a lot. And I don't know how many times I was told that I was too sensitive and that I needed to get a thicker skin and just all of these different things. And so my whole entire upbringing, I was told, you're too sensitive, you're too sensitive, you're too sensitive. As if that's a bad thing, right? Because now I realize that being sensitive is actually like a really fantastic trait to have, because you can be sensitive to other people's feelings and be more understanding. Well, so when I realized this, I realized I'm not going to take, all of these other people's opinion that I'm too sensitive. I'm not internalizing that anymore. I'm done doing that. I'm getting rid of that feeling, and I'm going to be okay with the fact that I'm a sensitive person, and I'm going to use that to my advantage as far as my interactions with individuals. So that's just one example of something that I found in my life that I needed to kind of flip, right? So I would encourage you to try and think of 3 messages that people have sent you in your life that make you feel uncomfortable, or confusing is another good word. When you're confused about why you're feeling a certain way when someone does something to you, write them down and then figure out how to get rid of that. Figure out whether it's valid, whether it's not valid, and then decide today that you are not going to let those messages dictate how you feel and strip you of joy that you want. And whether you just get rid of those things or you come up with mantras are really big right now. It's a really helpful tool. For me, a cool mantra that I could write, on my mirror or put it somewhere where I could see it would be, being sensitive is okay, or I can be sensitive to other people's feelings, something like that, and twisting that around in your life so that you can create a better feeling within yourself. So that's my exercise for you. And that is all we have time for today. And I hope that you all have a fantastic week, that you can find ways to have joy in your life. It's not always easy, and sometimes there's a lot of roadblocks in the way. And my hope is that you can get rid of those roadblocks and find happiness and be a light into others. So have a great week, and we'll see you next time for Carrie's Brain.